I'm joined now by special guest, a titan in the comedy industry for so many, many years, and a good guy all around, and an actor as well, interestingly. Owen is here with us today.
Yes, sir.
How's it going?
How about that?
Looking very sharp.
Thank you so much. Thank
Up
you.
there, he said he's dressed better than me today.
Yes, yes, at least, you know, for this particular day.
Zoom in, let's see.
Yes, I'm taking your crown today. You know, when I heard I was coming for the Ebuka interview, I had to go deep into my wardrobe, and I'm happy I did justice.
Very well done, man. How are you doing? How's it going?
Fine.
How's comedy treating you these days?
Comedy is treating us well. Like, you know, social media comedy is doing better than stand-up comedy.
Is that what they call it?
Yes,
social media?
yes.
That's
yes.
actually what it is now.
Yes, yes, it is. It is. It's all still comedy, everything, as long as it makes people laugh. You know, but there are different angles to comedy. There's theatrical comedy, you know, stage plays and the rest that make you laugh. There's movies, sitcoms, musical comedy, stand-up, and then the skits, you know, the social media one, and it's all good. It's all doing well.
How do you honestly feel, though? I really want to get your opinion on that, because there's the opinion that skit makers, social media comedians have killed the larger comedy industry, especially in Nigeria. I mean, we still have a huge stand-up culture internationally, but it feels like in Nigeria, it's on shaky ground.
It's not shaking. It's not shaking. It's just that there's a new narrative and there's a diversion. You know, when you check the population in Nigeria, there's a huge youth population. People who are between the ages of 18 to like 30. You know, I think 65% of our population make up that age bracket. And how these people grew up on some of these young guys. You know, to some of them, there are some people who think comedy started from my age. You know, some think it started from Alibaba, some think it started from Basket Mouth. For some, they think it started from Brother Shaggy. You know, they think it started from the new guys. You know, and so when there's a huge population who believes in a particular type of comedy, there's bound to be that shift. You know, before we came on board, before stand-up became the next big thing, there were stage plays that were happening. You know, it wasn't as if the likes of John Chukwu and Mohammed Danjuma went doing their thing before Alibaba now came in and glamorized the whole thing, you know, gave it that corporate outlook. It wasn't as if John Chukwu wasn't performing for governors and presidents. He was performing for the likes of IBB and the rest. But then our generation came, you know, Basket Mouth, myself, Teji Babyface, so on and so on.
Made it more mainstream.
Made it more mainstream, you know. AY blew it up with the show thing. And then now it's the turn of the social media guys to also do their thing. So let's wait. The AI guys are coming also.
But there are a lot of fans of stand-up. You know, we see, like I said, internationally, it's still thriving. We see all the specials on all the streaming platforms as well. And it feels like stand-up is dying in Nigeria, if not dead for a lot of people.
It's not dying.
In the past, you would have at least 2 a month.
Yeah, the support is dying.
Happening. You know, what's happening?
Support. We need support. You know, the price, the last time I heard, a friend of mine wanted to do a show in a co-hotel. I heard it cost about 60 million naira now to hire a co-hotel. Ebuka, if you give me 60 million naira now, I wouldn't hire a co-hotel. 60 million, I'll go to Benin, buy a plot of like 30 million, put a building on it. I mean, Ebuka, I'm no longer a small child now. I need to start planning, you know, because it's the truth. You pay 60 million for a hall in a co-hotel, you pay for sound, you pay for light, you end up spending like 130 million naira, and you're not sure of selling the tables at 5 million naira each, my brother. You know,
buy land.
Exactly. You know, that's why you see, you know, not start prostrating for people up and down to say, bros, if you not buy my table, I think go back to village. No, why don't I just go back to village right from the beginning and go and invest that into something else? So, and we also do not have sponsors. You know, there was a project I was in. You know, I was working on a documentary, comedy industry, and I pursued sponsors for a few months. I was chasing them up and down to try and get, you know, resources to invest in it. Now, if I didn't have my own money to do it, think of how, you know, it would have broken me down. So we don't have the support like it used to be. You know, it's no longer like that.
Isn't it true that a good thing sells itself? Is it possible that stand-up isn't as good anymore? That's why the sponsors are not there?
No, no way. Have you seen the new guys out there now? It's not like the old guys have rested on their oars, you know. There's always a transformation. There's always a new age. You know, there was a time when It was the Hausa, Yoruba, Igbo jokes. You know, then there was a time when it was the musical jokes. There was a time when it was a rich man, poor man joke. And then there was a time. So we have new guys. We have a bunch of the new generation of guys. And you should see what these guys, you know, brave, wonderful topics. You know, stand-up still has its firm base. I'm happy to say that we're still the third largest sector in the entertainment industry, making between 400 to 500 million. That's comedy as a whole. 400 to 500 million dollars every year, and that shows that it's booming. You know, but it's just that the on-the-go way. You know, you're able to sit down here, for example, you stroll through his Instagram and just laugh. You can just watch Taoma, watch Macaroni, watch what's his name, Nas Boy. There's a new guy I love now, Disney. You just watch him on the go. But for you to come to our shows, you have to get dressed. You have to carry madam. You have to pay money. But with this one now, you just sub with 1,000 naira alone. You are laughing it off on your phone. But we don't have that luxury. You know, you have to come over and watch us perform.
You know, one thing that I see with the skit makers, I don't know if they like being called skit makers, but I guess they make skits, so they're skit makers. Is collaboration. They're very good and very big on that. You know. And the one thing that your generation and the stand-up era seems to be bugged by, which a lot of us saw, was the competition. I mean, a few of you guys were united, but it looked like you were united in camps. I'm not going to mention names. You know exactly what I'm talking about. There were camps of people doing their thing. There were big boys fighting each other. You know, some people didn't talk for years, sometimes decades. You know, this one does a show, you want to do the same show to outsell. There was all of these divisions that was public knowledge about the comedy industry for so long. And there's a belief that that probably has hindered a lot of the growth of the stand-up comedy industry. As against what we see with skit makers now. No matter how big somebody is, they are ready quickly to collaborate with the next big guy, and their followings grow, their revenue grows. Is that not a valid, you know, observation? A lot of you have found your way back to each other now. I don't know that because we're ground already.
You are saying a lot of us. Did you see me quarrel with anybody?
But you know what I'm talking about. I'm not talking necessarily about you. I'm talking about your industry. Was that a bit of the... That's probably a reason why things went the way they went, isn't it?
No, things have not. In fact, it made things better. You know, because now...
The quarrels?
Not the quarrels. Not the quarrels. The healthy rivalry and healthy competition. It brought out the best in some people because stand-up comedy has always thrived on mentorship. Mentorship is very, very important, and that is a generational thing that has been passed right from, you know, the Benga Adeboyes, the John Chukos, the Ali Babas, and so it's not camp. It's not a camp thing. It's finding common interests in passing the baton to the next generation. If I feel that I resonate better with an Ali or with a Basoj or with an Oke Bakassi, you know, I tend to work with him. I tend to want to do things with him, and I tend to use his platform as a showcasing opportunity. If the other man doesn't call me, what do I need to do? I need to keep on doing better. I need to keep on reinventing myself. I need to keep on bringing out a particular style that would make him see me at some point in time and say, no, I think I have to get this man on my platform. Yes, they went talking for some time. It happens with life, my brother. Not everybody is your friend. But at some point in time, you know, you just look at it and you say, we're all growing gray hairs, you know. What are we quarreling over? Maybe we settle this whole thing now, you know. Look, see... According to the fans, so not me, see the Davido, Whiskey, Burna Boy thing. One day, you know, when they start doing, when they don't reach 40, they'll come to say, man, but you not be as a deal. New boys don't come out. Maybe we say, maybe we just settle now, you know. Making money is important. Exactly.
Let's go to you now, because you're a comedian as well, know that, but you're also an actor. You know, I guess my question is, what shaped your life to go in the creative space and do so well as much as you've done? Even if I don't know, you've been kind of quiet.
Yes.
Recently.
Yes, I have.
You know, just take us through what's been going on.
Well, doing so many things. The journey hasn't been easy. At a point in time, you know, I did talk shows. That's probably why I can talk to you like this.
Not many people can.
Not many people can. Then from 2011 down to 2014, I was doing skits. My skits were being shown every day on Mnet. You know, as the first Nigerian comedian to be commissioned to do skits on TV.
Collecting Forex.
No. And it took a lot of years. You know, I started doing skits in 2003. And from 2003 down to 2010, I was trying to show that this could go global. You know, it wasn't until when Mnet, when I went for a pitch and they saw what I could do, that they used that in pushing me. And what I've always done is that I get to a particular point when I think it's time for me to move on to the next thing.
To reinvent yourself.
To reinvent yourself. You conquer one thing and then you move on. You know, after the skits, I did talk shows for a few, and after that, I went into movies. I had done stage plays before. And then, so after the movie era, and I got burned at the cinema.
Oh, wow.
Oh, my brother. My
Why
brother.
does everybody have a cinema burning story?
Oh,
what are we going to do about this thing?
You see those figures that they declare, you know, it will draw you in, thinking maybe you don't know that you're only getting 1/3 of whatever is being declared. So if you use 200 million,
so you quit because of that?
My brother, I had to, in order for me to still stay alive. I was, you know, by the time the money from the cinema came, and it wasn't up to 10% of what I had spent on the film.
Wow.
That had to make me just go back, because I didn't borrow, I didn't take a loan, I didn't. So it made me go down under a bit and try and, you know, recoup and get myself back. It was hard for me, I wouldn't lie. I won't lie, you know. At that point in time, I almost called Don Jazzy and Olamide Sef, because those are the two most generous guys in the industry. I wouldn't call you, because yes, say your hand now. I can't go. Maybe you know they give money, no, then nobody tax them. You know, I almost called them. And then I then now, after a while, after sitting down, you know, seeing the ropes and the terrain, I now decided, I said, okay, it was time to do something different. And then I decided to do the documentary that chronicles, that talks about the comedy industry as a whole. Nobody has ever done it. It's the first time I started doing it.
Complete story.
Complete story. I have enough to bring out 14 episodes.
Oh wow!
Yes.
Are you still working on it, or you're done?
I've done the first 6 episodes that used to come out. And I've won a couple of awards in Canada.
Yeah.
You know, the Toronto International Hollywood Film Festival, Brampton. I've been nominated for so many other festivals all over the world to win. I've done a showcase over there, you know, and it went well. Hoping, of course, that it can debut here. It's the first of its kind. 120 interviews, 120 comedians, yes, from all over. Nigerian comedians, from everybody is in it. We want to tell our own stories so that people would see what it takes, you know, to actually be a comedian, the kind of work that we put in. And I was gracious enough to also talk to comedians, family of comedians who are no longer alive. Benga Adeboye, Baba Salah, you know, talk to their kids and everything. And it's also a celebration of the culture, because we need to do a lot more of that. We need for these younger guys to be able to have an archive, somewhere where they can go and read and see the guys who put in a lot of work and how they did it. Have a little bit of history, you know, just like how we need to introduce the history of Nigeria back into the curriculum, so that these Gen Zs can see where we are coming from and then have a projection of where we're going to.
That's very impressive. One of my biggest gripes with Nigeria as a whole is the fact that we don't document things. And I've always wondered why, as big as the entertainment industry is here, documentaries are not a part of our
my
culture.
Brother, let me tell you how.
So I'm very impressed with that, and I'm very, very glad that you're doing that. I can't wait to see it.
Getting the inserts and getting the documented text. Imagine having performances of Baba Salah. Do you know how I suffered to get this? I had to go and meet the family and say, how can I get some of this? You know, getting a young Ali performing, getting John Chukwu, who died almost 30-something years ago, and having to get his performance. So we really do not have that culture, that documented, you know, that documents. But
well done, man.
Thank you.
Anything else you look forward to in 2025 from you?
Exactly. So many things. so many things. I'm working on another film.
You still went back? No,
it's not. See, this time I'm working with an international company.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I went with the script, you know, presented it to them. They looked at it and they said, this is a fantastic script. You know,
your money not to the inside?
No, not then they spend. You know, and funny enough, they wanted to shoot it in Canada. You know, I insisted. I said, this is a Nigerian story. You can't change it. I love our stories, you know. I love our culture, our tradition. This has to be done here. It took a while to be able to convince them you know, for them to agree to come over here and do it. And I've also recently been appointed as a member of the advisory board of the Toronto International Nollywood Festival.
Nice.
So it's my job to take Nollywood films, Nollywood actors, and push it, you know, internationally. And I am hoping that God would give me the powers to be able to do that. I also want to do a tour. I'm keeping it under wraps because I want to show the special, but not in Nigeria. I didn't get the contract to do it here, bros. I don't do pursue people for here, you know, and I know sabi big men, you know. So let's hope that we can have some minor collaborations here. We know the economy is hard, but God will do it.
That's a very busy year you have, man.
It is.
Very well done.
And God will do it.
Very well done. Congratulations on everything. Looking forward to I'm really looking forward to the documentary.
Thank you. You
Can't wait
really
to see
like
that.
it.
And good luck with the production, the film production. And I guess there's a lesson you learned from your last film. So you now know how to approach production.
My brother.
Not just solely so that you don't get burnt again.
Exactly.
Maybe money affects.
I've learned a lot. I make it spread around, you know. I've learned a lot. You're doing a wonderful job, my brother.
Thank you very much.
Super proud of you.
Thank you very much.
You know, but tone down on the dressing. We don't like you for that.
Toned down.
Tone down.
I'm toned down.
Tone down. Even when you wake up, you are dressed.
Ladies and gentlemen, Owen G, thanks so much for joining us. I wish you all the best. Always good to see you. And like I always say, you can follow the conversation on social media. Please use the hashtag Rubbin'minds when you send us a message. I'll see you next Sunday.